Just have a look around. Everything is perfect now. And last night our hearts were dropped, our time has arrived. Last night our hearts were dropped, our time has arrived.
Hey, just there we go. Are we live yet? Oh, there we go.
We're live. Yep, we're live. Listening to that river music, man, so good.
Yep.
That new album that he put out, hashtag no context, legit. I think it's my favorite album by him. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I like it all. Let's
He's a lot
listen to
older
that
than
one a
I
little
thought.
bit more. Yeah.
He's older than I pegged him for.
I thought he was
Just
rated in that range.
No, he's like your age or a little bit older,
Yeah, that's why I was pegging him like right in there.
like 10 years apart. So
Yeah.
Welcome into the channel, guys. If you were watching the stream, thank you for tuning in. This is going to be uncut, live, unedited. We don't go back and actually edit the streams. We actually just edit the podcast, but this is kind of a bonus. You'll see mistakes. You'll see outtakes. You'll see bullshit. And, just want to let you guys know that essentially most of the audio that comes out of this is going to be going into the podcast that you can find at podcast.agamingmoment.com or on your favorite podcasting platform that you're on, whether it's iTunes or Spotify or Google Podcasts. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Yeah, and we
we're
may
like- we're-
actually
we're-
have some. Yep. Sorry.
You're good.
And we may actually have some people come in and talk to us on stream, and that might actually not be included in the podcast.
So yeah,
That's
feel free to come. Feel free to come in. Be sure to follow us. Make sure you have your notifications turned on. We do a horrible job at letting people know ahead of time when we're actually going to go live, so it's always a surprise. To be honest, it's always a surprise for us too. So
it's a surprise for us too.
So, yeah, just be sure that you have you're following us and you have notifications turned on. We actually do a really bad job at posting on social media. Like honestly, while we should probably like post on social media like 10. We need to put that on our checklist.
I've
10
been
minutes before we
posting
go
a
live.
little bit.
You
Well,
know,
yeah, I haven't been doing that, but
Yeah, I'm saying like 10 minutes before we go live. Hey, we're about to go live with the podcast. Be able to check us out here.
I posted that we were gonna
Anyways,
do the Warzone stream, and then I was absolutely obligated to do it. Then so
yeah. Oh, cold water is so good. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the intro here. Wild's going to be leading a lot of this tonight. He has a little bit more experience on some of the things here, but we're going to make the best out of it, and it's going to be an awesome episode as usual. These things are always fun for both me and Wild. This is kind of how we de-stress from the week. If we can get these in every week, it's been really hard lately. Just life has been holidays, life, all that shit coming up. So.
it's tough to even find the time. It was tough to find time to game this week, to play Warzone, to speak to it. I mean, it's
man,
that's how this week has went.
So let's go ahead and get this knocked out. Let me clear myself here. Ooh, beat the chest. Am I sounding okay? Everything coming through good?
Yep.
All right. What's up, Game Geeks and Tech Junkies? Welcome to A Gaming Moment, a weekly podcast about everything gaming and streaming related, including the news, tech, and software behind it. Be sure to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram so you can engage with us, as well as find out when we're streaming the podcast and get a first listen before it goes out across all of your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Dagan07, and with me, as always, is WildTwinsFan. How you doing this week, Wildy? What's going on?
Hold on, I'm just double checking that I have some double audio there. So I don't know if that was me or you. Can you talk again for me?
This is me. This is me. You might
Okay,
have
yeah,
had the
this
stream.
is,
You might have had the
yeah.
stream.
I had to mute him, so I just wanted to make sure it was that. Good day. I'm doing good. Been a busy week. Didn't get near as much time to play Warzone or DMZ as I wanted to, but we did get a little bit of time, and we did get a stream up. We actually kind of did a little co-stream the other night. I was on before Day, and then Day joined me, and I had to hit the hay for an early wake up and pass the stream off today. And it was a nice stream, flowed really well. We haven't streamed a lot of gameplay from our channel, but we're gonna change that up. We're gonna get a little more gameplay from the channel here and there. Obviously, we both have our own Twitch channels. Dagon07 on Twitch and WildTwinsFan on Twitch. I also I'm on YouTube. They will occasionally on YouTube, and so yeah, it's been a little bit of a wild week here, but yeah, got some topics. We're going to talk about Warzone 2. Obviously, that's. I mean, arguably, it's the biggest game of the year. I don't know if that's arguably. It is the biggest game release of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a little bit about last week's topic, the Twitch show. I'm calling it the Twitch show, short for shit show. And we're also going to talk about DrDisrespect. We're also going to talk about DrDisrespect breaking character and what happened to cause that. So kind of it was a big one.
First official time too.
Well,
like, not a. I'm calling it official. I'm calling it official. Like it was on purpose that he broke his character. You know, we see Guy Beam versus Dr. Disrespect purposefully in an ad. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, that was yeah. So so obviously we're gonna talk about Warzone DMZ a little bit and banter. We're heavy on the banter this week. We'll talk a little bit about a game I ran across that looks like it's gonna scare the shit out of people. It looks like it's fun. It looks like it's gonna be it will look like it'd be an amazing game to stream. But it's Hauntify. It's a mixed reality game for VR headsets. It's on the SideQuest store that you can load onto your headset, and we'll talk about that. Pretty cool stuff, and a bunch of Blizzard news this week. Big week for them, not a great week for them, but so we've got a couple stories there covering Blizzard and Overwatch 2 with Blizzard. Also going to talk about PlayStation failing disabled gamers. PlayStation failing disabled gamers and kind of what that's about versus Microsoft. Talk about you're a big you and the wife's not around today, so she can't speak with us tonight, but I believe isn't she a big Gears of War fan?
She is a huge Gears of War fan. Been playing it since day one, pretty much. Her and my good buddy Ish, who we've played with, they're both huge Gears of War fans. And what we're gonna talk about actually excites me because I actually enjoy the storyline behind Gears of War. I think it's really interesting. I think it would be really good. You know, I'll explain more when we actually jump into that topic. But yeah,
Yep.
yes, essentially yes. Wifey and best friend are both Gears of War fans.
And then we'll talk about Doc and breaking character and talking about his bourbon release. So don't get too excited about that, guys, because if you didn't know about it and we're breaking the news to you, you're not going to get your hands on it anyways. So, but let's get into it. Let's talk about Warzone 2. I did have chance to play Warzone 2 and dropped in, and it's clunky. Overall, Modern Warfare 2 has been clunky for me, but I was able to play. I dropped in. I actually got 3 kills right off the bat, and then I got erased. And so that was fun.
Well, first off, Wild, let's start at the very beginning of your experience with Warzone 2, right? You happened to purchase the Blizzard version of Call of Duty, and
Yep.
you wanted to install Modern Warfare 2 via the Blizzard app because you would or
It's just an
Warzone 2, I
update.
should say.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just an update via the Blizzard app, but they were having such issues with their download servers. You were getting how much you were downloading how fast?
I was in the kilobytes. I was in the like the 200, 300 to 100 kilobytes per second. Like
Mm.
not even megabytes. Like basically double dial-up speeds and stuff. It was painful, and I was like, I was stupid because I let it go for like an hour or two, and then it dawned on me, freaking Warzone's free, dude. It's on Steam. I'm just gonna download the Steam copy. So I jumped on Steam and I downloaded the Steam copy. I downloaded the Steam copy and installed it, and then the other copy going in the background wasn't even close to being finished, and it finished up later that evening. But I just played on Steam, and I played on my same account, my WildTwinsFan, my Activision account on Steam, and didn't have any problems with it. So you know, there's some bugs there. So I wanted to see the difference between Steam and BattleNet and see how that was going to go. And right now, Steam might have the better version. I actually think I actually think I prefer the Steam version. Aside from if you switch back between games, you'd have to switch to different launchers and stuff. So
Yeah.
there's like I don't know if I'll go back and play Vanguard. To be honest, it wasn't that good of a game. It's not memorable. So I don't know that I would go back to it. I don't know if I'll go back to Modern Warfare 2019. I still have those installed. I deleted Black Ops Cold War. So yeah,
I've deleted
not
them all.
great. Yeah, so I mean, I got the storage space. I'm just not gonna play them. So that was disappointing. A lot of issues. There was some lag issues. I mean, it was the night of launch. It's launch night. Launch night's always bad. You can't expect launch nights to go smooth. And now today, when everyone's downloading the games, the days of lining up at GameStop and getting an actual disc that actually had the game on it, they're gone. So you're going home and you're downloading the game with everyone else, and I think that's
Which is sad.
still
That was
still
part.
gonna hurt
That was
the
part of the
servers.
experience. That was part of the
Yeah.
experience, right? Like I remember, I remember with Modern Warfare 2, I stood outside. It wasn't a GameStop. We have like where I'm at. We have a place called or had they don't exist anymore. I don't think we had a place called Games Plus, and essentially they had a tournament, a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 tournament going on, and the top three winners got a free copy of Modern Warfare 2. And it was the different versions of Modern Warfare 2. Like the first place person got like the prestige package Modern Warfare 2 that came with the really badass night vision goggles. That version that they came out with, and then the second place got like the tier below that, and then the third place got just the standard game. So like man, we're missing out on that part of the community, the gaming community, and just being around each other. I mean, we've been so locked, accustomed to just being locked in our homes and being stuck behind either a PC or a console, and instead of talking shit in person, like let's get back to talking shit in person. But
Yeah.
on the same note as talking shit in person, I think one of the biggest things I've enjoyed about Warzone and DMZ in general right now, we'll talk about DMZ here in a minute, but just something that they brought back in general is the proximity chat. And that's like if you go on social right now, like on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts or what have you, like people are like, we don't care about, I don't care about getting wins. I don't care about creating epic clips. I care about creating content with this proximity chat, because now you're having people doing like streaming boy or creating like boy band clips where they're singing like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, and then somebody on another team that's in the proximity chat starts singing along with them. And I saw a clip today where it almost looked like it was teaming, to be honest, but there was like 8 dudes that got into a vehicle. 2 guys in the same team were in the cab, and then everybody else was in the back, and they were all shooting the shit and shooting people driving around the entire map.
Was it Warzone though, or
Yes,
was it DMZ?
It was Warzone 2. It was
You
4
sure it was
people.
Warzone, not DMZ?
Yeah, DMZ.
Because DMZ, you can join up with other squads. Did you know that? Did you
No,
do that?
I didn't do that.
Yeah,
no.
you can literally
But
join other squads like
It was
close
4
to
man.
you.
It was 4 guys. DMZ, I believe you can only have 3 guys on a squad.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. See, I haven't
If
played. Like I said,
if I'm
I
not
didn't
mistaken,
get a lot of time to play.
Yeah, we haven't had a whole lot of time to play. Wild has a little bit more time in Warzone than I have.
Not much.
What I have been doing though is I've been just slammed at work, so I've had Doc up on my phone, and I've been watching Doc and Z-Laner and Tim,
Timmy?
and I think it was Doc, Z-Laner, and Courage playing today, and then they started getting into Courage, like, oh, what weapons are you using? And it took them like 30 minutes to get a fucking weapon set up, because there was getting the gun, and then it was getting the attachments, and then it was tuning each attachment.
Yeah.
So it took them like 30 minutes to get a gun set up. I'm like, all right, I'm done. This is boring. I'm fucking passing out here on my computer. And I'm trying to finish up working here for the week. So
Yeah.
But so far it's been good. There's some really good ways to gain experience and level your weapons up fairly fast in the game. Doing contracts and missions and stuff within the game. So I think that addressed some of the issues that was in the original Warzone, because if you played the original Warzone, it was a grind to try to level up some weapons and get attachments and stuff, especially if you didn't have the base game. Like, you're trying to level up Modern Warfare 2019 guns, you're trying to level up Vanguard guns, or Cold War guns. If you didn't have those base games, it was very difficult and a tedious grind to unlock weapons and unlock attachments for those guns. They've made it a little bit easier now.
DMZ will be great for that. I mean,
yeah,
and DMZ is actually kind of fun to play and challenging enough.
Not a huge time suck either.
Challenging enough though to be fun. If it was too easy, it wouldn't be fun. We definitely got wrecked pretty hard by some bots and AI. I don't know that we ran into actual players, except for at the very, very, very end we ran into.
Yeah, when we were exfilling. Yeah,
So,
right as we were exfilling, like literally getting on the chopper, we were shooting at players.
So
I think the reason why we got wrecked by those AI is we underestimated how good, what the difficulty level was on those.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of pop up out of nowhere on top of
I think
that.
an aimbot.
Yeah. Legal aimbot.
Yeah.
So it's like the DMZ part has been really good. I'd like to know how many, going into it, how many actual players are in there. I think that piece
It's like
is
it's
missing.
64. 64 is the most. I don't know that it tells you if or how many are left in. And from most of what I'm seeing is, if you want to play DMZ right now, most people are able to get in and play their game and not really have to worry about other players so much. Like, like the M13 now is a drop gun, and the only, aside from buying it, I believe you can buy it in the store, like classic Activision. The only other way you can get it is by unlocking it, by picking it up and exfilling with it. So we only got to play one round of DMZ together. And I wanted to get in. I wanted to just push through a zone, and I wanted to exfil, and I just wanted to kind of get that experience. And so we didn't really go for any goals or anything like that. But it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. Ammo
Yeah.
ammo was the hardest thing, I think. Like I would change my loadout to carry an ammo box in the future because we were
Yeah, must
struggling to
have.
get ammo.
Must have.
So
So I was playing with our buddy Leopard afterwards.
yep,
Got some games in with him. We got some games in with a couple randos, and that like he had an ammo box, and man, that was a lifesaver. So, pro tip: if you're in a group, somebody needs to fucking carry an ammo box. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like you're
yeah,
gonna need it because there's so many bots. Make note of the ammo stashes. That's the ammo caches that's there on the
yep.
map. You're gonna need those. Um,
Some
another pro,
some
another
armored bots too
yeah,
that are gonna suck up some more bullets too for sure.
another pro tip: just run over the bots. Learn that learn that the easier way. Like you're gonna go through a couple cars doing it, but you'll be able to lay out so many more bots, especially if you're going for that M4, that weapon.
M13, yep.
The
That's
M13.
that's
That's the easiest way to acquire it. You don't have to fight the dude. You just have to run his ass over, and then pick up the gun off of his corpse, and then exfil the hell out of there. So
that's actually my plan next time I get a chance to play DMZ. Hopefully here tomorrow, be able to sneak in and get to play some. But I just want to go around them over real quick and grab their loot and go.
yeah, you guys let us know if you guys want to see more live stream game content on the a gaming moment channel versus our independent channels. If it makes it easier for you to follow. Otherwise, you can follow either one of us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Dagan07, and then twitch.tv/WildTwinsFan.
So let's talk little bit about that too, because we had a new follower come in,
Yeah,
and we do like to play with people, and we're open to that as long as you guys are respectful that we are streaming, and you have to be the terms of service of Twitch, and so we always have to be a little bit careful on that. Um, but uh, we tried to get a guy to join us, but we couldn't. We could not add him as a friend through either Modern Warfare or through Warzone because none of the friend stuff works. So
yeah.
I actually backed out and tried to friend him through Vanguard, and I never did pick up if he had Vanguard or not. I believe he did finally accept my friend request, but I had to get offline and get some sleep. But yeah, right now, if you want, you better hope your friends are on your friends list. If they're not on your friends list, one of the earlier versions of the game is probably the easiest way to get someone on your friends list. For right now, because it's broken AF. So that's disappointing, especially because it's so hot topic right now that you can talk with people with proximity chat. Like you can meet some fun people, and I've met a lot of people. I met Dagon,
Mm-hmm.
in a random chat, you know, talking with him, and I was like, I like this guy. Let's play some games. Hey, you stream too, I stream, and that's where this came from. And so um, I've met quite a few life friends. My buddy Ambitions, I met playing Black Ops,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, and it's like I just kept running into him in lobbies, and it's like his voice is so distinct that I could pick him off by his voice, and so it's a little disappointing that that's not working. The game's not well polished. It's not smooth. There was some glitching. I think I did the driver update on NVIDIA on my 3080, and I believe it made a difference. I'm not sure that it said that there was any optimizations in there for Warzone, but it seemed to lessen the issues, or maybe that was just the server load was getting a little bit lighter because it was getting late at night. But
Probably a
um, it,
combination of things, to be honest.
yeah, so it's hard to say. Keep your drivers updated. Keep your eye on that stuff, and if some people have some settings they think work better or not, and I don't have my settings cranked up. I have my settings kind of marginally down lower because I want more FPS versus the eye candy, even though my computer can handle it. So kind of keep your eye on that. So it's not a good polished finished project, but honestly, Day, I didn't play any Warzone. I didn't have time to watch really any coverage, just the way I have been busy as shit with fall here. And if you guys follow my Instagram, you see I got my boat up and running, and I got my boat out, and we went out fishing. And there's gonna be a lot of fishing in my life coming up in this next year, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. So there was just a lot of prepping to get that stuff kind of sorted back out again, and just getting stuff taken care of in life. So what I'm saying with that is I kind of dropped into Warzone cold, not knowing much of anything about it, not really knowing. I know kind of the mechanics changed a little bit. I'm happy to say they took the guns away, parachuting in. That's I think the right call because it's kind of shit, to get knocked out of the
Super
sky
sweaty.
for some
Super
super
sweaty.
sweaty scrub. Like I don't play. I don't play a lot of Warzone because it's not really my game. But I don't want to feel like I am so far behind the eight ball when I do drop into it that some sweaty guy's going to shoot me out of the game. 3 seconds in the air. So you'll have a pistol once you're on the ground. But I felt like the game played like Warzone. Like you wouldn't be like, what game is this? It played like Warzone. It felt like Warzone. It was when it was smooth, it was smooth. When it was not smooth, it was not smooth, and we don't know what to attribute to that to yet. But I'm sure they'll get it right. They got a lot of time, a lot of money invested in this. This is the biggest game of the year. I don't think there's any argument to that. There's not really been any good FPS games dropped this year. Battlefield 2042, we know that
That was a disappointment.
kind
That
of
was
a
a
dud, kind of a disappointment. We are going to cover that a little bit later in the follow up. It's getting there, and they're working hard on it. So it's not terrible. So, but it felt good. The looting's a little bit different. It didn't feel like there was as much loot as the previous games.
That is true. The looting,
A little more,
the loot system is way different. Like,
a little more
you know,
RNG.
yeah, just circling back to that loot system. That loot system is, at least on the DMZ mode. I'm not 100% sure on the. I think it's very similar on Warzone too, but you're searching through people's packs. Like it's actually like the UI on it is actually like a backpack type layout, and you can upgrade you can find different levels of backpacks. So it's very PUBG esque in that
Yep.
sense. There's 3 levels of backpacks. There's 3 levels of armor. They did. I watched a video from Stone Mountain today, where if you have three armors on, you pretty much can't get one shotted anymore. From his tests. So
Okay.
if you're fully plated up with 3 armors and you get sniped, you won't actually get knocked or get killed. It'll just deplete all of your armor, and I think it takes half your life away. So there's they changed that up quite a bit, so that's pretty cool. I
So
think
that
they
means
made
you
it more,
snipers are gonna have to follow up that shot, hit that snipe, and then switch to your backup and finish the guys off.
or something, and you can't run and plate at the same time. So getting your armor back up could cost you a down. Depending on your distance, the distance between you and the person chasing after you.
Yeah.
So that's a
I
little
think
different.
I think they slowed it down a lot. That's
It
what
takes
I
a
feel
while
like.
to plate up. And
Excuse me. It feels more tactical, like
Yeah.
for me that way.
And then they took away slide canceling, which I think has the community up in arms a little bit. Everybody loved the slide canceling feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can live without it.
I can
But overall, for me, uh, we're gonna expect some hiccups in the game. Like, I'll even go back to like Modern Warfare to campaign. It took me a week and a half to finish the campaign because the campaign kept crashing on me. Couldn't figure out why. It wasn't a graphic setting. Um, it was I'd get in, I might be able to play like 20, 30 minutes of the campaign, and then it would crash, and then I have to restart the game. And then from there it was like crashing every 5 or 10 minutes. It was just annoying, so I just said screw it. But the multiplayer on Modern Warfare 2 has been outstanding in my opinion. Like I've gotten some really good really good moments. Had a good one with you, Wild, that
Yep.
turned out really well. And then I'll be posting another one on our YouTube Shorts on our YouTube Shorts and on our TikTok channel here really soon. I just got done editing it a little bit earlier, so I just got to get it posted. And then we'll have a couple. We'll have our buddy Leopard, his first dub. We're gonna have that clip up pretty soon, within the next day or so. And then we got another guy, Edius. He sent in a couple clips of just him just having fun and just the joy he has playing his game. So, guys, if you want to submit clips to us and have them blasted on our social media, send them in. You can go to our website. There's a submit a clip button at the top, or you can join our Discord, and there's a submit clip channel within the Discord where you can go ahead and upload your videos or send us a link to your video. And,
Where's the website on that?
It's agamingmoment.com/submit a clip, I believe. And then
At gamingmoment.com, you can find it.
yeah. And then if you want to join the Discord, I believe it's discord.agamingmoment.com, and that'll send you right to our Discord and join, and you'll be able to reach out to us directly, chit chat, propose topics for us to talk about, things like that. We absolutely love interacting with the community.
Yeah, get our hot take on whatever at the moment. We always have an opinion. So yeah, it's a great time.
Whether it's good or not, whether it's a good opinion or not,
yeah,
it's a different story.
Yep. So I think that's good enough for the Warzone coverage. I think we're definitely play more. I'm actually kind of excited to play some more of it. I couldn't say the same when Caldera came out. I just didn't have the same feel for me. I don't know
gimmicky.
what it was with
gimmicky.
Caldera. I just didn't like it. And but this one feels good. This feels like I'm back, Verdanska's kind of hype. I'm liking it so far. So I'm still searching Destroy players, so I'm gonna play some of that. Show you some of my clutches there and some of the saltiness out of that, and some RPGs maybe. But let's move on into the banter this week. Ran across a game this weekday, and it's a mixed reality game. So we've talked about mixed reality, where you have your headset in, and it's actually it's not really a camera. It's kind of a projection of your. It's like a rebuilt version of your room through your headset.
So it's using mixed or augmented reality. So
Yep.
It'd be really cool. I think this would be really cool with the Quest Pro to have the color around it. But
Yeah.
I think they've built. I think
in
they
the higher
built it
definition too.
Yeah, I think they've built it to be black and white to kind of give you that old timey feeling. But
Yeah.
it looks creepy AF, man.
It's like Phasmophobia in your house or wherever you set it, right? So there's like a ghost, and it will like materialize or whatever in your space, and you got to go around your space and collect like objects to like get rid of it and stuff like that. And I think it's pretty new yet, but just an amazing concept to be playing like you're basically playing like Phasmophobia in your house, and it would. I don't know if that's spooky. It's got to be spookier than just Phasmophobia in a made up location or whatever. And I think the Quest Pro headset we're seeing is it's a precursor to the Quest 3. We know that's coming. That there's no secrets about that. They're not shy about they're still developing stuff like that as long as Zuckerberg's still around. And it gives you a good idea of like what that potential is to get, higher fidelity and graphics, and it's really neat. They're playing like multiple levels. Like the one, like I swear they're almost in like a hotel or something, and they're going like this through like the stairways, and they're going into rooms, and then they're going into like closets and stuff, and the ghost is following them the whole way, and it's pretty badass. So it's like those are some of the things that to me can be game changers for VR and mixed reality and some of the stuff that you can do with it. So pretty exciting. Again, it's called Hauntify. It's on SideQuest right now. So SideQuest is a kind of like a off market game store loader, side loader for
Oculus, yeah.
your Oculus headset. They works wirelessly. It's a little bit of setup, but it's nothing that you can't handle. If you can sign into Facebook, you can figure out SideQuest. So just a pretty neat concept. So I just wanted to talk that over.
I will say that, you know, highly recommended that you have an Oculus Quest for this.
Yeah.
Mainly because you need that wireless capability to go around your house to be able to, play the game well. Also highly recommend an extended battery. Yeah, battery pack for it, so you can get an extra hour or two out of it, to be able to actually thoroughly enjoy the game. I know there's tons of packs and stuff that are out there. We just bought one for our Oculus Quest 2 that was a whole new head strap that came with the integrated battery pack on it, which extended the battery life an additional 3 hours, which is super nice. And the new head strap is ridiculously comfortable, like ridiculously comfortable. So highly recommend if you go out and get you an Oculus Quest to replace the strap that comes with it. You won't regret it. Get you one that has a built-in battery pack in it.
I actually have mine's a little like Velcro thing that slides onto the Quest strap, and you can put any battery pack that you have. So it's not like purpose built. I just have like a battery pack I use for my phone, and I just use that. So that gives me additional battery life, and I can use it with the original headset without the extra cost. Really, it only cost me like $15 for that piece, and I had everything else.
Yeah,
Just
so
an interesting concept.
yeah, it's super awesome. I might we haven't even done our Phasmo stream.
What? I don't know. Did we forget about that?
I think we forgot about it.
I'm waiting for peer pressure for the people to come in and demand it.
Hey, if there's no pressure, we ain't doing it.
Yep.
I'm you know I you we have bad hearts.
I don't want to die in stream. It's not
Right?
good.
Right? Anyways, guys, let's there's a lot of things going on Blizzard related, like outside of
Yeah.
like the Blizzard Activision world. There's a lot of things Blizzard going on kind of in the world with between Overwatch and just some of the things that's going on within China and Blizzard and
Yeah. So let's talk about a couple of them. First off, one of the things they did is they eased up on the SMS verification for like Call of Duty and Overwatch, where they had like if you had like a prepaid phone, like not everyone can afford to have the newest, latest, greatest iPhone on a monthly plan or whatever, or whatever they have. They might just have a prepaid phone. They might use it very limited. Well, you couldn't use something like that to verify your identity for Call of Duty or for Overwatch. So that was it was a big problem, but they do that because hackers can get accounts easier and burner accounts and
yeah, track
so
phone. I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for them to start accepting Google Voice numbers because that's
Yeah.
when shit's really gonna hit the fan. But I know a lot of people that do use Google Voice numbers. There's some content creators that use Google Voice numbers for their stuff, like for business as a business line, to be
Yep.
able to have, sponsors and people reach out to them, so that way, you're not getting their actual phone number. So
And it also sets a bar, like, like you're making this kind of elitist, where the lower income scale of people might not be accessible to play the game. It's a free to play game, as long as they have the system that can play it. So yeah, it's a little bit unfair and a little biased. So that was a big change. So and we'll see, it probably a good one, but we'll talk about that. Overwatch also caught some heat too for their battle pass. Just saying that paper players aren't really feeling like they're getting their money's worth, and and it's already been a big change and stuff like that. So they
But
are committed to tweaking it. So that's
yeah,
good.
my
You
my
know,
my wife is usually like all about the battle pass, like for games that she absolutely loves. She it's, what is it, like $10 a month or some shit, like,
Mm.
or 10 bucks
Yeah,
10 bucks for the
10 bucks,
pass
not too
for.
bad. Yeah.
So she told me, I asked her if she was going to get it because she's progressed through most of the levels already, and she's just like, I don't feel that the value is there. So no, I'm not tempted.
Yeah.
Like, there's one or two skins that I might like, but it's not worth $10 for me.
Yep.
That's what she had told me. I wish she was here to be able to speak on this, but she's in Mexico for a wedding right now. So,
Yep.
but
So yeah,
yeah,
just it's a good sign though that they're listening to community, they're acting on it. So that's what you can hope for. They're listening to the feedback, and you know, turns out they're listening to the people that buy your game and spend the money in your game. It's probably a good thing. So good on them. Another big Blizzard news this week is Blizzard's had a big falling out here in China. So not exactly sure how this works, but it's like there's a company called NetEase, and they were kind of like maybe like the liaison between Blizzard and Activision and China. China's all got to get the blessing of the big brother there to do anything on the internet, and they had a big falling out, and it looks like as of like January 23rd, 2023, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, StarCraft, and Diablo 3 will end in China. Those are massive games still. Um,
so the
uh,
so the repercussions of that are, I believe, a lot larger than I think people believe. Here's why. Being a World of Warcraft player myself, I spent, I think, 6 or 7 years playing World of Warcraft, like, religiously, before, like, it really started affecting mine and my wife's relationship before we got married. Um, there's entire industries in China, like entire companies in China, not that they're legit, but entire companies and industries in China dedicated to World of Warcraft for farming materials, farming gold, setting up essentially they were sweatshops in China for people to just basically play the game and just grind materials and sell them in the auction houses and stuff like that, and make real life currency out of it. Man, that I'm curious to see how that's going to affect the game on a global scale, because that's where most of that's from. And you have some that are in the Philippines and some that are in you know East Asia, if you will, West Asia, Western Asia, in India, Pakistan, all of those places that they run these types of things. But
yep.
I know China was one of the biggest ones. So just in that aspect alone, like, that's gonna change the entire internal market of World of Warcraft in the long run. Like, that's actually huge, and they have a huge player base. Like, I bet that's 15 to 20% of their entire I bet that's 15 to 20% of their entire player base, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. That's a huge loss on their end. That's a huge amount of revenue. That's 20%. That's potentially 20% of World of Warcraft's revenue.
Yeah, it's silly, and it's nice to be in the land of the free in America. You know, it's you see some of those freedoms that reach out beyond where you think they would. You know, free to play video games, kind of crazy. So we'll keep an eye on that. I have a hard time feeling like that's like the end. Like they're gonna work something out. That's too much money involved in that.
Way too much.
Just end. So, but right now it's in bad shape. So we'll keep an eye on that. Not that we have a huge following in China. It's just a big story. Also, I wanted to cover a little piece I came across with PlayStation has really been failing like disabled gamers. Like they have no, in efforts. So, if you've talked about like Cronus and Cronus Max, and then what's the other? I can't think of the other one off the top of my head right now. But basically, they're like input controllers that people are using to use like mouse and keyboard inputs or to help. They actually kind of help aim you or give your aim a little bit stickier, and they can do some pretty. It's almost like a hardware version of aimbot, and some of the stuff they can do with them pretty nutty. I expect it's extra nutty in Modern Warfare. With the aim assist being so powerful in Modern Warfare, it will actually drag your aim to a moving player if you're moving with aim assist, which is I don't know. I don't know where the balance is. You got DrDisrespect playing with the controller again. That's how important he thought.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've even we just had this conversation I think last night or the other night where I'm like I might have to I might have to pick up my Xbox Elite 2 controller and just suck it up and take the negative stats to get back used to being on controller because the aim assist is so prevalent right now, like and they've I believe I've said this on a previous podcast. I think DrDisrespect even tested to see how the time to kill. I think the time to kill with a controller is a little bit different than a mouse and keyboard. It takes 1 to 2 more bullets to kill a person.
I don't know.
On mouse and keyboard than it does on controller. So
I mean, my KD's positive, so I'm not feeling bad about it. But
oh yeah, me either. But
yeah, so
I
there's that.
prefer the reaction time. If I'm being honest, I prefer the reaction time. So,
but that's a big plus in Microsoft's core, and we covered this. I don't know, maybe even season 1, but Microsoft has an adaptive controller that not only does some control stuff for people with needs, but has the ability to plug in all these different buttons and switches and all sorts of things. Like I'm so impressed for a company to step up and just make a dedicated product for so everyone can play or everyone can have a chance to find something that works for them. Pretty amazing, and it people are amazing, and they can adapt, and they can do some crazy shit with limited mobility, and so kind of sad that it's come to that PlayStation's had to ban these because of abuse from, I don't know, we'll call them able-bodied people, but to not be able to give disabled people the ability the chance to play and stuff like that's kind of heartbreaking. And that, so consider that if you're on the fence about a PlayStation or Microsoft. I mean, I've long said it, Microsoft's the less evil company of the two. Not to say that either one of them are saints, but I'm a Microsoft fan, so I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting story. As long as the PlayStation's been out, that's a hot topic when that comes up. We just saw some VR chat had kind of similar issue where they had some some mods that people were able to use to get around some of their disabilities and such to be a VR chat to have a body and legs and arms and fully function in person in VR. You know, might be life changing for somebody who doesn't have that in real life. And they've closed the door on some of that stuff too. So um, you have to consider everybody. It's 2022. Um,
Yeah, so
it's unfortunate.
shout out to Xbox for that. You know, Xbox has theirs, and I believe it all stemmed. Logitech, I believe, was the first one to come out with their adaptive gaming kit. That was for Xbox, and then Xbox, created their own. But again, there's nothing for PlayStation right now. PlayStation's alienating that segment of users
Community,
yeah, that community. Sorry, that segment that's the marketing speak for my day job, But yeah, I mean, they're so focused on their VR, which we've talked about. Um, they're more focused, and granted, their bigger audience is the, using your terminology, the able-bodied community. That's the vast majority, but you can't neglect the minority in this
yeah.
either. And one of the people I actually follow on TikTok, and this is an awesome story from Microsoft. He is a disabled individual. Like, he doesn't have any hands. He plays on a controller, and he basically has a thumb and his elbows. Basically, he looks like he's got chicken wings, kind of, for appendages up top. And he's sponsored by Microsoft. They just sent him a brand new Xbox Elite 2 wireless controller. That's a really nice blue controller. He was showing it off. And he works really closely with Microsoft in trying to build that awareness of the disabled community. So
Mhm.
that there's being in the tech industry, working in the tech industry like I do, like, Microsoft is a really good company when it comes to just taking care, looking at people as
Yeah,
people and not people
as
as customers.
exactly. That was so well said. Looking at people as people. Perfect. Well said, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you. I try.
So then let's jump in. So we'll follow up on that if we see more on that. But Gears of War Day. Did you know about this? I ran across. I didn't know about this. I just ran across this Gears of War live action film. We have talked about Netflix stepping up and creating more content and gamer focused content. And this is a direct action of Netflix picking up Gears of War, seeing the potential and liking the story and wanting to run with it. And they have plans if it works for them. Like The Witcher's worked real well. That this could go forward, and be a lot of different, live action film, animated series, whatever, they're ready. So it could be
I've
exciting if you're a Gears of War fan.
I've I've heard trimmers of this, but it's mainly like, Dave Bautista wants to be in a Gears of War movie. Like, it wasn't that, oh, we're making a Gears of War movie, or, oh, we're making a Gears of War animated series, or what have you. It was just like Dave Bautista. Like, my take on it was just like, Dave Bautista wants to be in a movie if they make one. Like, they had already put him, I believe, in Gears of War 5. I believe is what my wife had told me. He's already a character in Gears of War 5. Um, but he definitely wants to be in the movie. So if Netflix is gonna be making a live action movie of this, hell yes, I'm down for it. I love, outside of Call of Duty, this is my other favorite storyline. Well, I have a couple. The God of War storyline is fantastic. I think God of War needs a dedicated, like, movie series to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, Ragnarok, all this other stuff. We're not talking about that right now, but Gears of War is a really, really interesting story. If you've ever seen, like, Ender's Game, it kind of reminds me of like Ender's Game with bugs, kind of invading the planet, or they try to do an invasion. This is a little bit different. I think the story is really good. The characters there with Marcus and Anya and Dominic and everything, like there's a there's a there's so much that's in there. There's love, there's action, there's friendship and partnership, there's revenge, there's a family that loses a family member every single game, like the Carmine family. There every game there's he's like Carmine. The Carmines are like the Kennies of the South Park Kennies of Gears of War. There's a new Carmine every single game because the Carmine for that game dies at the end of the game. So there's some comedy in it. I think it's a really compelling story, and I think Netflix should look into it, and they should run with it, and they should try to stick to the games, at least the story from the games, as much as possible. Um, you know, they haven't done it with Halo yet. We haven't, I think that there was the show with Halo. I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but
Do you think the story in Halo is as deep though?
it is not as deep. 100%
So
not
I
as
mean,
deep.
yeah.
Gears
So I
of
mean,
War,
that's like
Gears of War is one of the there's so much with the Gears of War story. Like each game could be its own movie, and it would be so good. But they have to
yeah.
pick the right
So
actors too. They have to
yep.
pick the right actors. There has to be a good Marcus. There has to be a good Dom. There has to be a good Coltrane. There has to be just the casting on it has to be spot on in order for it to work. I mean, I was kind of disappointed with the Last of Us casting with I don't even remember the guy's name now, but he was on the Wonder Woman 1984 and all that. He's the meme on from Wonder Woman. But casting him as Joel, I wasn't a fan of that.
Pedro
So
Pascal.
yeah, Pedro Pascal. There we go. I wasn't a fan of that casting, but we'll see how it works out. I believe that actually comes out in like January or February. So wifey is super stoked about that. Like super stoked to see how that's going to turn out. I'm actually super stoked about it as well because again, that was a really good storyline. But the Gears storyline is so deep. There's so many facets to it. It's so captivating. The struggle with the war, the struggle with saving a friend, the struggle with saving a love, the struggle with families being eliminated, kind of person by person. It's so good. And then the antagonist side of it, I think the different types of antagonists that you have within the game is really good. If it's executed properly, it's gonna be one of the best movie adaptations or movie series adaptations ever made. I'll put that out there right now. Hot take.
All right. Hot take. We'll keep tuned. We'll definitely update that and give opinions on that as we come along. And then kind of the final banter story of the week here. We got Doc breaking character to sell his own limited edition bourbon. So
Black
I,
Steel.
Black Steel, unfortunately, sold out in 4 hours. I'd have bought it. I wouldn't have flinched. I'd have bought a bottle.
100%. Me
Not
too.
not 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 going to be in the cards. I wonder. I hope it goes better than. Well, he had Game Fuel, so this is the second beverage he's promoted. His Game Fuel sold out instantly, and from my knowledge, never came back. So I don't get that. How do you do a limited run of something and sell it out instantly and don't not? Why isn't it like a yearly thing or I don't know? Like how do you sell something out instantly and then never make it again? But hopefully the bourbon won't go that way, or I don't know. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. But yeah, pretty cool. I actually did retweet this day. So if you guys want to see the tweet and check out the ad and check out the video, you can check out the tweet. Right here, I'm gonna play the audio for you guys so you can listen along and kind of imagine this in your head as we go. So we'll have to add post production. We'll have to add that in. So I don't know if you want to listen to it or whatever, but
Oh, okay. No, yeah, we don't have to listen to it.
anyways, I think it's a great ad, and you get Guy Beam showing up, and he's almost like the most interesting man in the world, and just it's like a classy. It's so well done,
Mm-hmm.
and I expect that from Doc, and his group, but yeah, he looks like the most interesting man in the world, and so pretty poignant. I liked it, and I like to see the costume come off, and see he's a real guy that's behind the costume too. So pretty neat.
The crazy thing is like usually anything Doc related is extremely expensive. Even his merch, like I think a shirt is like almost $50 from him. This
Yep.
a bottle of this bourbon is only like $65, and
Yeah.
that's on par with a solid bourbon. Like I'll get like Woodford Reserve or a good bottle of Gentleman Jack or something like that, and I'm paying a little less or right around that mark. It just depends on where you're at. What
Yeah.
what alcohol's at in your area. But $65 is a solid price for a bourbon like this, and it's really dark. Um, they describe it as it delivers a smooth yet wildly distinctive flavor profile enveloped with the notes of sweet grain, charred wood, green apple, vanilla bean, and citrus peel. And it's 93 proof, so she's pretty strong. She looks pretty dark.
Yep.
But it looks really good. Might mix well with a good cherry Coke or cherry Dr Pepper or
Cherry
whatever.
Game Fuel that you can't get no longer.
Yeah, cherry Game Fuel that you can't. So
Doc's Cherry.
definitely, if it comes back out, it's probably going to sell out again because he has such a hardcore following. But I'll try to get it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get our hands on some for one.
I won't hold
One
my breath
presents
on it.
itself. Yep. So, anyways, just the interesting.
We'll see it on eBay for 6 times the amount.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but interesting story. I liked it. Thought that was a great topic for the week.
Let me do this read real quick. So, guys, if you're enjoying the podcast and want to go above and beyond, downloading and subscribing to support us, we've got a Patreon that you can visit at patreon.agamingmoment.com. Check out our Patreon for our exclusive Patreon rewards.
I think I'm in efforts of time here as we're getting a little bit long in the tooth. Let's hold off on the 2042 story.
Yep.
And
Netflix with ads is here.
We got to cover the Twitter because that's a headline. It's so fucking hot right now. Such a fucking hot topic right now. We have to cover Twitter a little bit. So yeah, we got a follow up or two this week. First one, let's touch on our topic last podcast episode was Elon buying Twitter. That happened. Happened, and it's. I was just thinking of today. It's kind of a shit show, and I thought it's like a twit show, and I Google that up, and that is a hashtag. That is how other people feel this right now. It is going fucking wild right now. This just shows you that just because you look at something from the outside and say this is an easy fix, it's not as easy as you think it is. It never is. And they offered the ability for you to become verified for money. We can all guess how that went, and it had some pretty fucking crazy outcomes. The big one I wanted to touch on here was let me pull this story here. Eli Lilly, right? So Eli Lilly, one of their major products that they sell is insulin, and they sell a lot of it, and they sell it for an incredible markup. And somebody came out, got the verified blue check mark on Twitter, and said that where's the tweet? Let me find the tweet here. I want to.
So
Oh,
it's a fake account that it completely looks legit. It's Eli Lilly and Company, and the handle is at Eli Lilly and Co. And the tweet simply says, "We are excited to announce insulin is free now." Which,
yeah,
to be fair, this could be a plight on Elon Musk, because Elon has publicly come out and stated that he believes certain medicines should be free, insulin being one of them. He said that on multiple media outlets.
I believe the guy that I don't know this real well, but I heard the guy that invented the method to produce insulin wanted it to be like a gift to mankind, and didn't want to charge for it or whatever. And they're saying that insulin is actually very cheap, to make, and all this money that they're making on this stuff is just gouging. And actually, Eli Lilly now has actually come out with a legitimate tweet from them saying, oh, maybe it is a little bit too pricey. So maybe the good will actually come out of this. But they actually tanked the stock of Eli Lilly by, I mean, we're talking millions of dollars in damage. This unknown tweeter did for $7. Twitter's got problems. If you could tank the company's stock for $7, dude, you have
So,
problems.
so to be fair, tanking is a that's might be taking it a little bit too far. Their stock dropped a grand total within that day. It dropped a grand total of
Where did
like
I'm trying to find that.
$8, and essentially, and it was already on a downhill slide at that particular time anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it dropped at $16. So if we look at it on Thursday, November 10th to Friday, November 11th, which is when November 11th is when the tweet actually came out. It only dropped it
Only
$16. And
still,
we're talking about a stock
how many
that's,
millions of dollars is that?
who knows?
It's
But
millions.
we're still talking about a stock that's 300 at that low point, at its lowest point in the last month. Before the tweet even came out, they were at 329. After the tweet, they were still sitting at 350. Their lowest after that tweet was $350 a share, and they're even back up as we speak right now. So they're not hurting. They're up 10% over the past month anyway. So
That's
I mean,
pretty serious. Pretty serious shit that you pull off for $7 by not. Come on.
I'm biased.
They can do better.
I'm biased. I'm against the pharmaceutical companies because
yeah, sure. I'm with you.
What have you? I'm okay with this happening. So, if $8 is enough to send shockwaves, and if like you said, Eli Lilly come back and they said, you know what, we might be able to make this. We can probably make this cheaper. That $7 saves thousands to millions of people, thousands to hundreds of thousands of people, multiple hundreds to thousands of dollars a year in their medication. That $7 was worth it at that point. Fuck the company. Yeah. We're talking about the greater good here. So the fact, but yes, the fact that that blue check mark means so much that it can make or break a company. Hell, Elon Musk has made and broke. He made Dogecoin, essentially, when he talked about Doge, and then we saw Doge shoot up. He doesn't own Dogecoin, but because he said something about it, it shot up. So, I mean, you can't you can't say that just because the blue check mark was there that it caused anything. Like in this instance, yes, obviously.
Well, it did though.
Yeah, in this instance, yes, obviously, but
So I
I don't-
enjoy it. I
they're
enjoy
gonna
the
change it.
trolling.
They're gonna change
I
it. They're gonna
enjoy the
change it.
trolling. Another user took Rockstar Games, slightly misspelled games, got this off a check mark and said they're gonna launch GTA 6, and like a big announcement for GTA 6, like supposed to be happening on the 18th. So it's like all these things, and then you got Nintendo. Nintendo had a Nintendo of America, and has a blue check mark, and it's got Mario flipping you the bird. It's like Nintendo's not gonna do that. So it's just funny.
Guys,
It goes
just
viral.
just remember, Elon Musk is probably the world's greatest troll. If you think about it, his cars literally, like the models literally spell sexy. The Model S,
Yeah.
the Model 3, the Model X, and the Model Y literally spell sexy.
Yep.
He's been known to go on Joe Rogan and make stupid faces while smoking weed, right? Supposedly smoking weed, but it's like the worst cloud of smoke that you're like, man, there's no way this is weed. So like Elon Musk is the biggest troll. He went on fucking Saturday Night Live and was trying to be funny. It was the most horrible, the most awkward trying to be funny thing in on planet Earth.
I can
And
imagine.
he
See it.
and the whole problem here, again, working in the tech industry and knowing how tech people think and the turmoil going on in Twitter right now, they're changing the culture of Twitter. Twitter has been this culture of just freedom, unaccountability, people basically kind of doing what they want, making broad decisions that have huge impacts, bigger impacts that are outside of the company.
Yep.
And Elon Musk is trying to, and there was no, Twitter wasn't making any money. On top of that, Elon Musk is a businessman. He's trying to figure out ways to make the company profitable. Okay. With that,
It'd be difficult with no employees.
Again, I'm getting to that. With that, with any new leadership, especially at the tippy top of a company, any new leadership is gonna shake the very core and the very foundation of a company. And there's people that are going to jump ship immediately. There's some people that are going to be like, all right, let me wait a week or two and see how things roll out. But his ultimate goal is he's trying to change the issues that were there, and the people that were there were part of the issues. So there's going to be a lot of disagreement. There's going to be a lot of people that don't like the way Elon Musk runs things. That's fine. Do I think Twitter is going to crash or go down? No. Do I think they're going to declare bankruptcy? Yes, but it's more of a tactical move that Twitter is going to declare bankruptcy versus
Financially.
a financial issue. Do I think it's in trouble because they're working pretty much on a skeleton crew right now? Guess what? Twitter's probably going to be hiring pretty soon. Go get you a job. It pays really well. The benefits are amazing. Go get it. Buy into, if you're it's
Cutthroat company to work for.
Yeah, it's a top tier company that to work for. Very hard to get into, but once you're in there, you're in there, and if you believe in what Elon Musk is putting out there, if you believe in free speech and all that, go in there and buy into the ideas and stuff, and you could profit from it greatly. These people are not buying into what Elon Musk wants to put out there. That's their prerogative, but I guarantee you, Twitter is not going anywhere, guys. I'm not going to say they're too big to fail.
Yeah.
But
and
Elon Musk is a businessman. He's going to reallocate assets from. He's got some of the smartest people in the world working for him between Tesla and SpaceX and the boring company. He's got some of the smartest people in the world. Do you honestly think he can't relocate a couple assets to keep a web application running? Nah, I think he can, and
Okay,
he's the money's
but
behind.
either way, my point was if you don't follow Twitter, and either you do or you don't follow Twitter, pretty much, right? You know, I'm not a big Twitter follower. I tweet a little bit here and there. I follow a little bit. I'm not huge on it. I find this intensely amusing. So, if you like this kind of stuff, I've it it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting. So, just keep your eye on it. You know, it might be worth your time to just kind of watch this story roll out and see how this pans out. I have some faith that this will work out real well. So we'll see.
Shit, you better watch out. Your boy might be working for Twitter soon.
There you go. There you go for Twitter. And then just want to follow up one more story is Netflix with ads is here already. So if you have your Netflix account, I didn't realize this, even though it's launched officially on November 3rd, I believe. And now you can get a reduced cost version of Netflix, $6.99 a month, for if you like ads. I don't like ads, and we'll continue not to have the ad-free version.
If I recall, I think when I first got, if I recall when I first got Netflix, I think that's what I was paying was $6.99.
6 or 8 or 9, yeah, it's right in there. So just we talked about that before. That's just a follow up. It did happen. It is here, and if you want to save some money, and still have your Netflix and whatever, you can do it that way.
You can be chilling during that ad break and instead of Netflixing, if you will. So guys, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram so you can engage with us, as well as find out when we're streaming the podcast and get a first listen before it goes out across all of your favorite podcasting platforms. So do it.
So then just this week, I got 2 posts we're just going to cover real quick. Again, hit up our Twitter, a gaming moment on Twitter. And you can see our retweet of DrDisrespect's whiskey. Pretty cool. I just like it.
Black Steel bourbon.
Just like it. I like to see. I don't know. I just like the idea. I just like that. And then we do have a TikTok post. One of the game changing things on Modern Warfare is proximity chat. We've talked a little bit about that. And so you see Tim the Tatman and pulls off a successful proximity chat, which I'm not so sure would work out. Other people said not worked out real well for them. But now in Gulag, you can talk. And now you have a teammate in Gulag. And after, I think it's like 10 seconds, you spawn like a boss in the Gulag. And if you kill that boss in the Gulag, you all get to go back, or whoever's alive gets to go back into the game. And so Tim was actually able to talk the 4 players in the Gulag, or the 3 other players in Gulag, into fighting the boss, and then they defeat the boss and go back in. So just that's a fun aspect to be able to social engineer a game, to social engineer your outcome. You know, that wasn't an option before, and I'm sure there's a lot of toxicity that'll come out of this because it's COD. But some of the greatest experience I have, even in like PUBG, like as PUBG players, you know, you have these great interactions even afterwards. Like, gosh, you guys really worked us over and killed us, you know, and like you can have some positive reactions and talk with people and stuff like that. So I just think that's fun. Just kind of a neat little TikTok. So Tim puts out quite a bit of TikToks, and they're always pretty decent. So pretty good. So
I think we're gonna.
And now that we've been,
question. I was gonna say I think we're gonna skip the question and just end it because we're hitting that hour 20 mark.
I'm gonna lead into the promo for the upcoming gear guide.
Yeah.
Guys, we're running a little long on the tooth this week, so we're gonna spare you the question of the week, kind of. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow this up, and we'll either put out a short or maybe a video or maybe a tweet or maybe all the above. But we're just gonna throw out some ideas, and Dave's gonna put out some ideas, and I'm gonna put some ideas some gamer or some streamer gear that you're hoping to get for Santa. And some of that is maybe some ideas for you guys to get for that gamer or streamer in your life, or something that can up your game a little bit for your gaming and streaming, and give you kind of a gift guide for the upcoming holidays. And so be on the lookout for that. We're going to get to that pretty quick here. So even at the time of this podcast, we should be mid production on that. So by the time you're listening to that, it's coming quick, and we're going to work hard on that because you need the time to get what you want to get. So but that's also another thing. If you see something out there that makes a great gift, tweet us. Add us on whatever platform: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, and we'll voice our opinion on what you got, and because we love to really engage with the guys and stuff like that. So it makes it for fun, and we can all win, get some sweet gear out of the deal. I got some sweet. Wait till you see what I got chilling for the ice house this year. It's a pretty damn cool day. We fish on frozen ice up here.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna find my way up there. I'm gonna hitchhike up there. Show a little skin.
Just straight up 35, dude.
Yeah. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Let us know what you guys think about Warzone 2.0 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and DMZ in particular. What things are you guys seeing? What are what's your meta gun that you've enjoyed so far? All that good stuff. We'd love to hear from you guys and just see what you guys are seeing within your groups and your play style and what's working really well. So thank you guys for listening in. Consider our Patreon to support the podcast, and also by going to merch.agamingmoment.com and picking up some of that timeless classic merch. And if you've made it this far in the podcast, now's the best time to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. And until next time, keep grinding.